Hey everyone, Ryvius here, and welcome to my review of the Rockman / Mega Man MDLX Mega Man figure from Threezero. This is going to be my very first Threezero figure, and I am very excited to see how this holds up. I already have the Jada toys, but let's see how this higher end figure compares. Ooh. So this is the event exclusive version. I got this from the Big Bad Toy Store. This was one of 2 of this figure they had remaining, so I just kinda had to get it. Because, you know, as a big Mega Man fan, you know, you just have to get the cool Mega Man figure. That's an event. If there's like 2 left, you have to get it. If there's an exclusive, you just get it if you have the chance. So I did. And we will see how he compares to the Jada toys. But he, so far, in box, looks really cool. He still looks a little pale, I think. I don't know. The box is very small and compact. That is a surprise, to be sure. Here he is compared to an SH. You know what? Maybe it is small and compact. Like, I know he's a short character, but dang, they really chopped off a bit of a box. So let's see how this guy is once you fully open him up. And here's the packaging without the wrapping. Mega Man looking really cool, the MDLX logo, and all the legal mumbo jumbo. And some of the poses you can put him in. And here we have him, so we will get to unbox this figure. Looks like we have the instruction booklet in the back. That is, I guess, heat sealed in there, so let's take that off. What do you guys think of MDLX? A lot of their figures are really pricey. This is probably the second cheapest one you can buy. Let's see, Threezero warranty sheet. Wow, they come with a friggin' warranty. Okay. Maybe shouldn't show that. Nah, it's okay. Mega Man, Rockman, instruction manual. It is actually a manual. Right, that shows you everything he comes with. Super useful, super premium to have this. Shows everything. Okay, I'm guessing, yep, that's plastic. Does it show you the inner frame? No, it doesn't look like there is an inner frame, but I assume it does. Okay, that's magnetic. I assume that it has a lot of metal joints because that is what MDLX, but Threezero is known for. They are known for their metal joints. Okay, this is everything he comes with. Good old Rockman. There we go. And first impressions. Okay, this guy is heavy. Yes, this guy feels like 3 times as heavy as the Jada toys in a nice up close. Oh, yes, he's cold. Oh, his feet are definitely metal. Those are cold. Cold touch technique always works. There he is up close. That is super nice. Still, there's a little speckle on you, dude. There's a little speckle on you. That's unfortunate. Oh, wow. Gee, you guys do not realize how cold these feet feel. It is really weird to hold an action figure and the helmet. Okay, so helmet and feet definitely have die-cast metal in them. That is crazy. These boots are crazy big too. So face looks pretty nice. I'm not the biggest fan of how they did it. It's not accurate, but it feels like it could be closer in the end to what it actually looks like in his more modern incarnation. Now, this is probably a Mega Man 7, Mega Man 8 looking Rockman instead of a modern Mega Man 11 Rockman / Mega Man. Clearly the Jada toys is the classic 1 through 5 Mega Man. Maybe, yeah, 1 through 5 Mega Man, but this is more of a Mega Man Marvel vs. Capcom or any of that kind of era of Mega Man games. I do have the hairdryer on standby, but so far nothing feels too tight. He passes the joint test with flying colors. Everything just whoa. Is this gonna... Alright. Gotta warm that up. Okay, now that I have warmed up that joint and tested all the other joints, they move smoothly and perfectly. This isn't quite the articulation segment yet, but even though this feels, when I move it, it feels like it's gonna be loose. It feels like he's gonna flop around, but he does it. And this guy is like, he's solid. This is like, wow, Threezero as my first figure from you guys. This is crazy good. Just joint and feeling wise, initially I was very kind of skeptical, but yeah, these are definitely die-cast joints by how they feel. This, wow. The only thing I have noticed as far as like details go is that is splitting apart. Kind of expected that, and this looks borderline pan-aligned with how they did the helmet there. I'm glad it's on the side and not on the front, but if you look at the line on this Threezero figure versus the line on the Jada toys, I mean, the Jada toys, as far as that seam, is better than the Threezero, but I'm guessing that's because that is painted, and this seems to, if it is painted, it is incredibly thin paint that it did not get rid of that line. Very interesting to see. This Mega Man has chunky boots. A little too chunky for the Mega Man design. But you know what? Doesn't really matter. It looks good. It's pretty cool. And since we're here and talking about the feet, there are the magnets for it. So in effect, so there he goes. There are his magnets in the footies. Yeah, this is just a chunk of plastic, but it is a 1-up. So the event exclusive comes with a 1-up, which no matter if you have the MDLX or the normal Jada Toys one, you're gonna want a 1-up. So this is good to have. I mean, yeah, for the Jada Toys, you could just use the extra Mega Man head as the 1-up, but come on, this is classic Mega Man. This is Mega Man. This is just cool to have. I also want to mention just how nice the red in the feet look. That looks utterly fantastic and way less dull than the Jada Toys. Obviously, $20 versus $40, but ooh, the red gem shiny. Oh, this is good. I mean, I would expect nothing less from the Threezero designers as they do those immaculate Bayformers Transformers toys, but dang, this guy looks good. I still feel wonky about the proportions. His feet are way too big, but he looks worse in photos than in person. Yeah, but that little bit of shiny paint right there is bugging me. But overall, the paint is really solid. Really, I don't feel like I'm gonna really get any paint chipping from this guy, unlike a Mafex. Mafex fans are about to lose their minds, even though they all know that Mafex has extreme paint chipping issues. I say that, but he already has a bit of paint chipping right there, so you know what? I take that back. This guy will have paint chipping issues. Yeah. Oh, this joint feels... What the... Okay, that... I'm not used to, like, full-on die-cast joints. Yeah, SHF has some die-cast, or at least metal in the little, like, connector pins for the joint. The pins in the holes, but... Yeah, I mean, look at that back detail. He's a robot, but he got some back muscles, and that is a tiny torso. That is a dang. This is a small figure for comparison to the Jada Toys. This is the size comparison we're talking about. The Jada Toys is bigger, much bigger, much chunkier. Like, I mean, yeah, this guy has bigger lower legs, but everything else is just more exaggerated on the Jada Toys, and that could be more what your preference is. Clearly, these guys are not in scale. However, if you wanted to say instead of have the Jada and put it with the Robot Masters, well, you know, he's supposed to be an underdog kind of character. So I think the Robot Masters being bigger works with him as far as Jada Toys comparison goes for all of those Jada Toys Mega Man fans. So let's get on to the articulation! Starting off with the head, he has a ball joint at the top of the neck, allowing for full 360. Down that far, up that far. And then a second belt. I think that is just a hinge joint at the bottom of the neck, allowing him to look down that far and up. that far. Then he has a butterfly joint in the shoulder. Well, that is where pretty much all butterfly joints go, and that works really nicely. 360 at the shoulder, and then an extra up. Oop, that popped out, so that is just a ball joint in there. So yeah, so up there, not quite 90, just below 90, so still pretty solid. 360 at the bicep, and then of course you go from here to here with a double jointed elbow, and it has this little collapsing section right here so that it looks more smooth joint wise and keeps the sculpt more intact. Though when you have his arm fully extended, it does show a bit of a gap, so just have his arms ever so slightly bent. Hands are on a single ball joint, it feels like, and can go full 360 rotation, move down that far and up that far. Never mind, it's a metal dumbbell joint. That is pretty cool. Moving to the torso, he can look back, well, he can go back that far with just the top of the torso, and forward that far with just the top of the torso. Of course, when you introduce the full torso, that is basically the full torso. The bottom torso basically does not move. Okay, side to side with the lower torso, so it does move horizontally. So that is nice. So side to side, very good. I wish he could have better forward crunch, but that's okay. And then side to side, full 360. Never mind, this does move at the bottom because this is a flexible plastic. Moving to the legs, they are just on ball joints, as you can see in there. These are his splits. Pretty good, not like incredible, but it's getting really close to basically better than every single Marvel Legends. I mean, it already is better than almost every single Marvel Legends. And then his leg keeps catching a hitch. Don't know why. I think it's just sculpting. Can move up. Can you move up further? Yeah, move up that far. And then double jointed bend at the knee. Very good quality bend. And then you can, oi, that must be too tight. Yes, that I think is, no, that is a plastic joint, not a metal one. That is strange. Okay, I fully, what is it? I can't tell. Anyway, his leg can move back that far. Thigh swivel, fully that way, fully this way. Really nice. And then you got, I think, a dumbbell joint at the foot, allowing for it to go up that far, down that far, pivot that far. Same on the other side. And then, you know, you got your swivel. What the heck? Oh, there's a hinge. Okay, that makes sense. There is a hinge in there that then has its own kind of ball joint, it looks like. So that is fascinating. And this Mega Man is highly poseable. Probably one of the best posed Mega Mans we've had yet. Except for maybe the Kotobukiya, but I forget how good that thing's articulation is, because I feel like I would not enjoy a Kotobukiya build for a model kit. So yes, you can get some really cool and dynamic poses out of him, but to do that, you gotta give him the Buster Special. All you gotta do is remove that, take the Buster, which can be on either side as you'll want it, and then just plug that in, and that looks great. And you can do the same to his other side. So I think as far as accuracy goes, if I remember correctly, the Jada Toys is more accurate. But who cares when he has an epic blaster and looks cool? Fist hands, cupped open hands, E-Tank, and this 1-up extra event exclusive piece if you got the event exclusive. And if you haven't noticed, I already have his alternate head on him, and this is his neutral face. I wish he had another faceplate, but overall, I think this will do nicely. And finally, this effect part, which in order to put on, you need to remove this right here. And this little red gem blaster part comes off and in. Plugs the beam. And this works great for dynamic posing. I still think the cupped hands, even though I know why they exist, they're to grip his blaster arm. I just wish he had more splayed out open hands instead of this. I don't know, they feel like they would be more overall useful. However, something tells me I would have preferred to have yellow lemon shots instead of a charge shot. Here's a direct comparison of what the standard version of each figure comes with. For the most part, they come with the same thing. Alternate head / alternate faceplate, alternate arm cannon, alternate normal arm, a set of open hands, and a set of fists. They also come with the effect part, except this one plugs into the arm, so you don't need the stand. That would have been nice to have one. The only additional thing that the standard release comes with is the E-Tank. Now, looking at this spread, $40, $20, which is more bang for your buck? Technically, I would say go for Jada, especially if you like a more classic feeling Mega Man compared to a more modern one. However, this uses normal domestic ratchet joints, and this one uses more very high quality import style die cast metal joints. This makes it so that this figure feels a lot better when posing, as compared to a more ratchety, stiff Jada Toys or Marvel Legends feeling figure. The articulation is similar enough in range, this one still beats him out. They both are highly painted, they both have a glossy finish on the boots and the dark blue parts, and a more matte finish on their lighter blue parts. However, these are two different takes on this design. One is a lot more of an animated anime 2000 style versus the 1980s. Whichever one you prefer, that is the breakdown. It will come down to what one you prefer aesthetically and which one you prefer with the joints, and basically that, because the accessories are nigh identical. However, Jada actually has multiple Robot Masters out, which means if you want to say put him with a Robot Master, he will fit a lot better aesthetically than pretty much any other figure. Even not Jada Toys, Threezero might be doing an X figure when that releases, but that's only one X figure, and Threezero might not be making more into the line. We know we have the other weapon variants of Mega Man, but as far as Mega Man Robot Masters, Threezero hasn't announced anything. That being said, this one still looks good next to the Jada Robot Masters, just not as cohesive. Size comparison time. Jada Toys Cutman and Jada Toys Electman. Jada Toys Fireman and Iceman. And finally, Jada Toys Mega Man and Jada Toys Mega Man. Oh, and Kyo Ranger Red. I'm not sure which one is more to scale. I feel like Jada Toys might be more to scale, but this one feels more proportionate to other anime figures and other characters. This one is very stylized in that original Mega Man style. I hope that segment helps you, and thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time after the poses.